Fiber Fueled by Bulsiewicz, MD, MSCI. Picture Leslie dragging herself into the doctor's office at just 36 years old, feeling like she'd aged decades overnight. With tears threatening to spill, she confessed, "This isn't the life I envisioned for myself. I'm way too young to be feeling this old." Her story started innocently enough. Some weight gain in her late 20s. But then it snowballed. Constant exhaustion, sleepless nights, thinning hair, angry breakouts. The medical labels kept piling up: irritable bowel syndrome, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, autoimmune thyroid issues, depression, anxiety. 4 medications, a cabinet full of pricey supplements, and somehow she just kept getting worse. The most maddening part? Nobody could agree on what she should actually eat. The wellness world felt like a battlefield of contradicting advice. She'd gone full paleo, then Whole30. She'd eliminated gluten, then all grains, then legumes, then dairy. Her once varied diet had shriveled to an endless loop of arugula, avocado, and grass-fed meat. And here's the kicker. Whenever she dared to eat something forbidden, like whole wheat bread or a serving of beans, her stomach would revolt with painful gas and bloating. The diet gurus pointed to this as proof she was right to restrict, so she doubled down, cutting out even more foods. By the time she landed in that doctor's office, she was completely defeated, trapped in a diet prison of her own making. Now, what if I told you the answer to Leslie's problems, and maybe yours too, wasn't to eliminate more foods, but to actually bring them back? What if those supposedly toxic foods were exactly the medicine her body was crying out for? Today, we're exploring a book that completely upends everything you thought you knew about getting healthy. It's called Fiber Fueled, written by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Bulsiewicz. This isn't another trendy diet book promising quick fixes. It's an eye-opening journey into the hidden universe living inside your body, a vast ecosystem of trillions of microscopic partners that literally control your health. Dr. Bulsiewicz, who goes by Dr. B, didn't just stumble upon this truth in medical journals. He lived it through his own dramatic health transformation. By the time we're done here, you'll understand the single most powerful factor for gut health, and you'll discover how to heal your body from within, not through restriction and denial, but through joyful, delicious abundance. You'll finally understand why the most overlooked and misunderstood nutrient in our modern diet might actually be the most powerful medicine available. Let's kick things off with something that sounds straight out of science fiction. Ready for this? Genetically speaking, you're actually less than 1% human. I know, it sounds wild, but hear me out. Your body is home to a mind-blowing 39 trillion microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, viruses, and more, mostly hanging out in your colon. That's actually more than the number of human cells in your entire body. You're not just one organism walking around. You're basically a mobile ecosystem. Scientists call this bustling community, your gut microbiota, and all their genetic material together. That's your microbiome. For the longest time, we dismissed these little guys as freeloaders, just hitching a ride. But over the past 15 years, we've had a complete scientific awakening. Turns out, this hidden world is basically mission control for your entire health. Dr. Bulsiewicz calls it the engine that drives human health. Think of your gut like a massive, ultra-sophisticated factory. Your microbes are the workers. Some are engineers, some are technicians, some work the assembly line. When you've got a diverse crew with lots of different specialists, the factory hums along beautifully, cranking out everything your body needs. But imagine firing all your specialists and hiring only salespeople. Total disaster, right? the factory grinds to a halt. This imbalance in your gut ecosystem is called dysbiosis, and Dr. B believes it's behind most modern diseases. This microbial factory controls 5 critical aspects of your health. First up, your immunity. Get this. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut, separated from your microbiota by a wall thinner than a single hair. They're constantly chatting. A healthy, diverse microbiome trains your immune system to be both smart and strong, fighting infections and even cancer. But when the microbiome crashes, your immune system gets confused. It might overreact, triggering allergies and autoimmune disasters like Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis. Or it might underreact, leaving you defenseless. The explosion of these conditions in recent decades isn't random. It's a distress signal that our collective gut health is in crisis. Second, your metabolism. Ever wonder why 2 people can eat identical meals, yet one gains weight while the other stays lean? The secret's in their microbes. Scientists did this fascinating experiment with identical twins, one lean, one obese. They transferred stool samples from each twin into germ-free mice. The mouse that got the lean twin sample stayed lean. The one that got the obese twin sample became obese, even though both mice ate exactly the same food. Your gut microbes have massive control over how you process food, respond to insulin, and even the hormones controlling your appetite. Third, your hormones. Your gut is actually the largest hormone-producing organ in your body. It's crucial for regulating everything from estrogen to testosterone. When your microbiome goes haywire, it can contribute to conditions like PCOS, endometriosis, and low testosterone in men. Your microbes are so influential, they even control the release of pheromones that affect sexual attraction. Fourth is your brain power and mental health. Your gut gets called the second brain for good reason. It's got over 500 million nerves constantly firing messages upstairs to your brain. Plus, your gut microbes produce more than 30 neurotransmitters, including 90% of your body's serotonin, that's your happiness molecule, and 50% of your dopamine. When your gut's damaged, no wonder you might struggle with brain fog, anxiety, depression, and higher risks for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Your mood literally starts in your gut. And finally, your gene expression. For years, we thought our genes were our destiny, end of story. But science now shows that over 80% of disease risk comes not from your genes, but from your lifestyle and environment. Your gut microbes are major players here. They can't rewrite your genetic code, but they act like light switches, turning certain genes on or off. This field is called epigenetics. A healthy microbiome can flip on your health genes and switch off your disease genes, giving you serious control over your health destiny. So if this inner world is so powerful, what's causing it to fall apart? The answer is surprisingly simple: modern life. Our bodies and microbes co-evolved over millions of years in a world of scarcity. We became wired to crave salt, sugar, and fat because they helped us survive. Fast forward to today, and we're drowning in limitless, hyper-processed foods that hijack those ancient cravings. The standard American diet, which Dr. B perfectly nicknamed the SAD diet, is basically warfare against our gut microbes. Over half our calories come from processed plant foods, nearly a third from animal products, and only a measly 11% from the whole plant foods our microbes desperately need. We're a nation that's overfed yet starving at the gut level. Highly refined carbs and sugars feed inflammatory bacteria, creating this vicious cycle of cravings and weight gain. The 10,000 different food additives, emulsifiers, and artificial sweeteners, many approved with barely any human testing, have been shown to absolutely wreck microbial diversity. Diets heavy in animal protein and saturated fat, think meat, cheese, and eggs, also promote inflammatory microbes. These unhealthy bugs produce toxic compounds. One of the nastiest is called TMAO. When you eat red meat or eggs, certain gut bacteria convert compounds in those foods into TMAO, which is a major driver of heart disease, stroke, and kidney disease. It's a vicious cycle. Junk food feeds bad microbes, which then pump out compounds that make us sick. No wonder so many of us feel terrible. And when we try to fix it, we often turn to fad diets. But here's where Dr. B drops a major warning. Diets like paleo or keto that heavily restrict or eliminate entire categories of plants, like grains and legumes, are causing long-term damage. Sure, they might deliver short-term weight loss, but they're literally starving your good, fiber-loving microbes into extinction. One study on the paleo diet showed dramatically higher levels of that heart-damaging TMAO and a drop in the bacteria that protect against inflammatory bowel disease. You might look great on the outside while rotting on the inside. Which brings us to our hero. The one thing that can reverse the damage, restore gut balance, and heal your body from within. It's the most boring, unsexy, misunderstood nutrient on the planet, fiber. I know what you're thinking, Dr. B writes. Fiber? Really? You're picturing that gross white powder your grandma stirs into water. But he wants us to completely forget everything we thought we knew. This isn't your grandma's fiber. This is the ultimate gut health game changer. So powerful that if you want to mispronounce it as fire, he'd totally get it. Here's why fiber is pure magic. We humans actually lack the enzymes to digest it. As fiber passes untouched through your stomach and small intestine, it arrives in your colon, where trillions of hungry microbes are waiting. For them, fiber is an all-you-can-eat buffet. This brings us to the most important equation in the book. Prebiotics plus probiotics equals postbiotics. Let me break that down. Probiotics are the living, healthy microbes in your gut. Prebiotics are the food for those good guys, and the number one prebiotic is fiber. When your good microbes, the probiotics, eat fiber, the prebiotic, they create magnificent healing compounds called postbiotics. The most powerful postbiotics are short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. These molecules, butyrate, propionate, and acetate, are what Dr. B considers the most healing nutrient in all of nature. The benefits of SCFAs are absolutely astonishing. First, they're the primary fuel for the cells lining your colon. They heal your gut wall, reversing leaky gut, and blocking toxic substances from entering your bloodstream. They're the cure for dysbiosis, restoring balance by making your colon more acidic, which shuts down dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. But their magic doesn't stop at your gut. SCFAs travel throughout your entire body, spreading healing everywhere they go. They regulate your immune system, acting like a crisis negotiator to calm inflammation and prevent autoimmune attacks. They help prevent food allergies and sensitivities. They're powerful cancer fighters. Butyrate in particular has been shown to stop malignant cells in their tracks and even force them to self-destruct. That's why study after study shows people eating high-fiber diets have dramatically lower risks of colorectal, breast, and esophageal cancer. SCFAs are metabolism masters. They improve your insulin response, helping prevent and even reverse type 2 diabetes. They lower cholesterol. They even trigger satiety hormones that tell your brain when you're full, letting you lose weight effortlessly without counting a single calorie. And they even reach your brain. SCFAs cross the blood-brain barrier, where they've been shown to boost learning and memory and protect against Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The mental clarity and focus from a fiber-fueled diet comes directly from these incredible molecules. This is the power we're missing out on. A shocking 97% of Americans don't even hit the minimum recommended daily fiber intake. Our guts are literally starving. So if the solution is just eating more fiber, should we just load up on fiber supplements and those breakfast cereals? Not quite. This brings us to the single most important finding in the entire book. In 2012, researcher Dr. Rob Knight launched the American Gut Project, the largest study of the human microbiome in the industrialized world. He wanted to answer one question: what's the single greatest predictor of a healthy gut? The answer wasn't whether you were vegan or vegetarian. It wasn't how many grams of fiber you tracked. It was the diversity of plants in your diet. Specifically, his research found that people eating more than 30 different types of plants in a week had the most diverse and healthy gut microbiomes. Why? Because every single plant has a unique mix of fibers and nutrients. Each type of fiber feeds a different family of beneficial microbes. If you only eat a few plant types, you're only feeding a few microbe types. But when you eat a wide variety, you're cultivating a rich, resilient, powerful microbial garden. More plant diversity equals more microbial diversity, and more microbial diversity means a stronger, healthier you. This, Dr. B argues, should be our golden rule of eating. Forget complicated food lists and calorie counting. Just focus on one thing: plant diversity. To make this dead simple, he created an acronym for the most powerful gut-healing foods to work into your daily diet: F goals. F is for fruit and fermented foods. Fruits packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidant phytochemicals. Berries especially are brain health superstars. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso are amazing because beneficial microbes have already pre-digested them, unlocking nutrients and adding even more diversity to your gut. G is for greens and grains. Leafy greens like kale and spinach are the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. And whole grains, despite their bad reputation, are fantastic prebiotic fiber sources consistently linked to lower risks of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. O is for omega-3 super seeds. Flax, chia, and hemp seeds are loaded with healthy omega-3 fats, which are themselves prebiotic, nourishing good bacteria. A is for aromatics. Onions, garlic, leeks, and shallots. They contain powerful organosulfur compounds with antibacterial and anti-cancer properties. L is for legumes. Beans, lentils, and peas are among the healthiest, most fiber-rich foods on the planet. In a major global food study, only one food consistently linked to longer life: legumes. And finally, S is for sulforaphane, a powerhouse phytochemical in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and especially broccoli sprouts. Sulforaphane is one of the most potent, cancer-fighting compounds ever discovered. It also reduces inflammation, protects your heart, and helps heal your gut lining. Now, this all sounds wonderful, but there's a big problem many people face. What if you try eating these healthy, high-fiber foods, and they just make you feel awful? What if they cause painful gas, bloating, and cramping? Here's the great irony. The people who need fiber most are often the ones who struggle most to eat it. Dr. B explains this doesn't mean the food is bad for you, it means your gut is damaged. He uses this powerful analogy: treat your gut like a muscle. If you've never worked out and you stroll into the gym and try deadlifting 300 pounds, you're going to hurt yourself. Your muscles aren't trained for it. Same with your gut. If your microbiome's been damaged by a low-fiber diet, and you suddenly flood it with a massive 6-bean chili, it doesn't have the right workers or enzymes to process it. The result is fermentation gone wrong, leading to gas and bloating. The solution isn't eliminating these foods forever. That's like deciding to use a wheelchair because your legs are weak. The solution is to train your gut. The motto, low and slow to grow. Start with small amounts of high-fiber foods. Go slow. Give your gut microbes a chance to adapt, grow stronger, and multiply. As they do, your ability to digest these foods will increase. The bloating and gas will fade, replaced by energy and vitality. The book provides a detailed 4-week plan designed to do exactly this. It starts gently with easy-to-digest plant foods and slowly ramps up fiber and plant diversity over 28 days. This isn't a quick detox. It's a training program to build a strong, resilient, powerful gut that'll serve you for life. It's a journey from a damaged gut to a fiber-fueled machine. What I find so profoundly beautiful about Fiber-Fueled is its core message of hope and empowerment. For decades, health and wellness has been dominated by restriction. We've been taught to fear food, to see our plates as minefields of calories, carbs, and toxins. Endless lists of what we can't eat. The result? A culture drowning in anxiety, guilt, and ironically, worsening health. Dr. Bulsiewicz flips that entire mindset upside down. He tells us the path to vibrant health isn't found in what we eliminate, but in what we add. It's not about deprivation. It's about joyful, radical abundance. The answer isn't a single magical superfood, but the incredible symphony of nutrients found across the entire plant kingdom. He invites us to stop fighting our bodies and start nourishing the trillions of allies already living within us. This perspective shift is more than dietary. It's transformational. It moves us from fear to curiosity and celebration. Every meal becomes an opportunity not to restrict, but to explore. To add one more color to your plate. To try a new herb, a different bean, a weird-looking vegetable you've never had before. This approach replaces dieting stress with the joy of discovery. The most empowering lesson from this book? You're not a passive victim of your genes or circumstances. Your health isn't fixed. Your body, specifically your gut microbiome, is incredibly resilient and adaptable. You have the power to change it, starting with your very next bite. The choices you make today are actively shaping the microbial community inside you, training it to either work for you or against you. That's incredible power, and this book gives you the user's manual to wield it effectively. So how can you start applying these powerful lessons right now? You don't need a radical overnight overhaul. Remember, low and slow. Here are 3 simple actions you can take today. First, the +1 challenge. For the next week, don't worry about removing anything. Just focus on adding one new, different plant to your diet each day. Maybe berries in your breakfast, a sprinkle of parsley on dinner, or trying a different apple variety for a snack. Just one small addition daily will start diversifying your gut. Second, the F-Goals scan. Before your next meal, take a quick look at your plate. Can you spot something from the F-Goals list? Maybe add a spoonful of flax seeds to your oatmeal, or some chopped onion to your salad. It's a simple mental checklist that helps you think in terms of adding nutrient density and diversity. And third, embrace fermented foods. This might be the easiest and most impactful habit to start. Find one fermented food you enjoy, sauerkraut, kimchi, or a spoonful of miso in warm water, and try having just a small amount daily. You're not just adding flavor. You're introducing a whole new team of beneficial microbes to your gut ecosystem. That was a summary of Fiber-Fueled by Dr. Bulsiewicz. We've covered the core ideas today, but honestly, a summary can only take you so far. The true power of a book like this isn't just the information, it's the experience of reading it. It's those quiet moments when a particular story or simple phrase connects with you in unexpected ways. This summary helps you decide if this book deserves your time. If anything we've discussed today sparked hope or curiosity in you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's about fundamentally changing how you see your food, your body, and your own power to heal. A link to the book is in the description below. Also, if you found this journey valuable, please show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to Billionaire's Bookshelf. That way, you won't miss our next exploration into another life-changing book. Let's keep learning and growing together.